Hola a todos, somos el podcast Adiós Guapo y si están listos para escuchar relatos de miedo, han llegado al lugar indicado. Hola, soy Liz.
Hi, this is Blanca. Prepárense porque lo que vamos a contarles no es para los débiles de corazón.
Hi, it's Maria. From haunted houses, places to unexplainable events, we're diving deep into the darkness tonight.
Es Lisa, así que apaguen las luces, acomódense bien y déjense llevar por el miedo.
Y yo soy Melissa.
Yo soy Jessica. Bueno, Jessie.
Welcome back, guys. It's that time of the month. Ooh, scary.
I love it.
Are you guys ready for Halloween?
Spooky
It came too fast.
It really did, but I love this month.
I know.
Me too.
Fall is my favorite season too.
Sweater weather.
Fall, yeah.
Sweater weather.
I see two of you guys already.
let's go.
Three.
Yeah.
Rocking the
I'm so
summers.
ready.
But it's that weather right now where it's in the day it's going to get hot
Mhm.
and then cool. And
Yes.
I'm like, gotta
It's
layer.
like back
Yeah.
and forth. We don't know.
Yeah.
Bring a hoodie, a hat, a
Yeah.
scarf, and
Yeah.
some shorts.
And some boots.
So you get all the seasons in one
An
day.
umbrella.
Cargar todo en la troca.
Oh, yeah.
La cobija de león.
Okay, so who has a story that you guys want to share? Flaca?
Yeah, I have a personal experience. Once upon a time, like my sisters, when they used to live in the house that I was living at, they said that they kept seeing like this little girl, and I thought they were playing because there was three of them and they were all like very young, and I thought they were just like talking, you know, stories between them. However, when they moved out and I technically inherited the house, I was washing dishes one time and my sink is facing a window that faces my backyard, and I was by myself. I live by myself. So then I was, you know, watching a podcast on a little tablet I have in front of the windowsill, and you know, I was very focused or whatever, and I felt somebody touch my left shoulder, and they kind of like squeezed it 3 times, and it was like, you know, it was like a squeeze, 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 and then like I put the plate down very gently, and like I turned around, and I'm like, okay, I know I'm by myself, you know, there's nobody in the house or whatever, and then, you know, me just being a realistic type of person, I'm like scientific or whatever, I'm like, it must have been like a left muscle spasm, you know, I worked out at the beginning of the week, like, and then I just left it at that, and then once I was done doing the dishes or whatever, I walked like towards the living room, like, you know, back into the house, and I'm like, you know what, if somebody is here, it's fine, you can be here, you can exist here, just don't scare me. And like I just went about my day, but I'm telling you, when I felt a grasp, like fingers, like a strength, like I was like, okay, it was a hand, right? I'm not dumb, but we're gonna move on, and you know, but yeah, that happened for sure. Yeah, that was a couple of years
Some
ago.
holy water?
Right? No, I'm not scared. I mean, whatever.
Nice.
My cats sometimes stare at corners of the house, and they're all like, all 3 of them are vividly like staring at that one space, and I'm like, oh, it's a fly or it's a spider, it's something that they can see that I can't. But when it happens at nighttime and their tails are wagging back and forth and they're all sitting, you know, staring at the same spot in the dark, and I'm sitting there like, all right, whatever it is, like, it's cool, my cats are here, you know, I'm not scared, however, don't scare me, right? So that's just how that goes. So who knows?
You got your boundaries put
I know.
up.
Yeah. No, I'm not scared. I don't feel afraid. It's just, I know something's there for sure. Like, you know, so I don't know.
Ever since I got the cat too, Nala, yeah, she'd be like looking at the corners or looking around. Y luego como vivo casi como mucho en bosque, like she's looking like the noises and all that. And I feel also that all the night she's awake.
Yeah.
Alert.
Yeah.
And I feel that's why she keeps me up a lot of times. I'm like, hey, I heard a noise, I heard a noise, I heard a noise. Yeah, se me sube arriba, and I'm like, oh my God, Nala, please let me sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah, pero ever since I got a cat, I feel like more secure in a way because she's really alert. Y ella todo el día duerme. Porque toda la noche metió su double shift.
Yeah.
Te estoy cuidando.
I don't know if you guys remember Pablo,
No.
the ghost we named Pablo. Well, it all started a long, long time ago. I had recently gotten married, and then my husband had to go away for work. So I went back to my parents' house, and I was sleeping on the couch because when I lived with my parents when I was married, I shared a room with my sister. And when I moved out, she like kicked me out completely out of the room. Like, I mean, it makes sense, but you know. So I had to sleep on the couch. And my dad was a taxi driver, so he had the night shift. Y entonces, the nights I stayed there, our house was our layout was very weird. I don't know if you guys remember, but it was like the staircase, and then era como barandales, but you could see into the living room as you were going up. So I was sleeping, y pues yo pensaba que era mi papá que llegó en la noche, like, because sometimes he would do that. He'd stop by at home to either use the bathroom or whatever. And I thought it was him. At the foot of the couch, I saw a shadow just leaning, like, staring me down. And I thought, oh, it's my dad watching me sleep. But then you could feel, like, eeriness and evilness. And I'm like, that is not my dad. So I tried to... like, I guess I was dreaming, but my eyes were open. So I tried to get up or move or scream for help. And all I could do was I was just frozen there. And I could see the shadow just staring at me. And I tried a million times. And then again, I'd be in the same spot. I couldn't move. So finally, I don't know, I took like all my strength and I made myself roll out of the couch and I fell on the floor and I went running straight to my mom's room. It's so scary still when I tell it. I went running to my mom's room and I'm like banging on the door and I'm like, oh my God, there's somebody there. Y le decía a mi mamá, ¿Quién? I'm like, ahí está alguien, ahí hay alguien. And she went and checked and she's like, no hay nadie. And I was like freaking out. And so she said that she was so scared, she like busted out the Bible and she was like praying over me the whole night because I couldn't fall asleep. So that happened for like a couple of days. And then another thing that was happening at my mom's house was she had a scrubby, estropajo, que usaba siempre. And she would always say, ¿Quién me está escondiendo mi estropajo? ¿Quién me lo esconde? And like, we were like, why would we hide your estropajo? So then nobody could tell. So then I was scared that I was sleepwalking and hiding her estropajo, right? Like thinking rationally, like, oh my God.
I can imagine Melly like tying herself to the bedpost, like, just in case I want to steal estropajo
and
tonight.
I'm like, am I doing this? Right? So we left it at that. And then when we finally moved into our apartment, it's a very known apartment building complex in Elgin, Blackhawks.
Yeah, I think we all live there. I live there. Yeah.
So when we moved in there, then my husband had to go again for work, and I remember him leaving, and I went back to bed. Y era como la madrugada. And then I felt him come back in. I heard the door. I heard our bedroom door, and him se acostó next to me y me agarró, like my shoulder. And I'm like, oh, you came back. Thank you, because I was scared. But he wouldn't say anything. So I'm looking at the clock and the time's passing. Like, I'm like, what is going on? I tried a million times again to wake up because I'm like, I'm sleeping. I need to wake up.
¿Cómo se le llama ese sueño cuando...
Se te sube el muerto,
Well,
¿no?
yeah, I was going to ask.
No, pero there's another phrase.
Sleep paralysis.
Sleep paralysis.
Were you sleeping facing up? Because that's when that
Side.
happens. They
Like
say
when
you're up.
When it
Tienes la mano en
happened
el
at my
corazón.
mom's.
Yeah.
At my mom's, I was sleeping face up. But like when it happened the first time at my apartment, I was sideways. And like I could feel it. And then so I mustered all my strength again and I got up. I called my dad crying and he's like, no, it's okay. Come on. Like he went over and saw me and like because I was freaking the fuck out.
Yeah.
So then So then my husband noticed weird things happening in the apartment too. So we would joke around, but I was really scared. And he'd be like, oh, the ghost followed you. And so we're like, yeah, I think Pablo followed us because then my scrubby, or what do you guys call it? Lufas?
Uh-huh.
My lufas, it disappeared. Like a whole weekend. We were looking
you found
for
it or no?
We found it
Where?
in the bathtub.
No.
Wait,
Yes.
what? You didn't see it?
No, and he was looking
tangled
for
in
it
the
too.
curtain. That's my
And for a whole week, you used your
me too.
tub.
Like,
So, no estaba ahí.
We checked everywhere, like the whole apartment. Y casi ni teníamos cosas that we could be like, oh, where it might be in here. No, it like completely disappeared. And then like on a Monday, I think, because the whole weekend it was gone. On a Monday, I opened the shower curtains and there it is. And I was like,
Are you sure your husband didn't go and buy one? He felt bad. And he's like, let me get
I don't know. I gotta ask. No, I don't think so because we were
I'm
always
like
together.
I'm like
We
Flacca.
were
I
always
tried
together.
to find like reasoning too.
Yeah.
Okay,
Well,
maybe this
I have a
is what
question.
happened.
When you named him Pablo, had my grandpa passed yet? Why
Yes.
did you call him Pablo?
I think he started calling
Isn't
him
your cuñado
Pablo.
named Pablo también?
También, yeah.
Yeah.
No, well, yeah,
no,
cousin?
yeah,
It's a cousin, yeah.
But you didn't know that though. Why would you call him Pablo?
My husband called him Pablo.
Okay.
Él lo nombró.
Because también we'd be watching television y se apagaba la tele.
So it was his grandpa visiting?
I don't know. I don't know why he called him Pablo,
That's
but
why I'm
that's
like,
what we called
why
him.
did he call him Pablo? I'm confused.
And why would grandpa be coming and scare him?
Yeah.
And then like our refrigerator door opened one time and it shut.
No.
And I was like, okay, I am going crazy or there's something here. Y una vez también que fui al baño, like I would turn off the lights, walk to the hallway, turn off the hallway light, and then turn off the bedroom light and run to the bed. Like even if he was there.
I can so imagine that too.
Was this in your last place where you lived?
Our very first apartment.
¿Que no pasó algo in your last place también?
Where were we living in the last place?
Oh, at that house in Algonquin.
No, it was
no?
it was
okay.
the very first apartment we got.
Y antes vio acá.
Oh, no, recently too. But it was the ice
Y le
that fell.
dijiste que se fuera, ¿no? Or algo así. And I'm
But
like,
you see, she hears stuff, but then they figure out it was the ice machine. You know?
That's a different story. So
I'm wondering if it's
Sorry,
following
Millie.
her
yeah,
or if you need medication. Like,
I'm sorry.
is it you
it could be both.
or
Wait, did it follow you in your new house? Where you live now?
Well, there's been some things, but I try to be rational for my kids because now I have children. And I'm like, no creo. So like then I like pray and stuff like that. But let's go back to the first apartment and then I'll tell you guys the new story at the house we're at now. So I turned off all the lights. I ran to the bed and my husband was already like kind of knocking out already. And then I turn and I see light in the bathroom and I'm shaking him to wake up and I'm like, the light's on. He's like, what do you mean? You left it on? I'm like, no. I turned every light off and I ran to the bed and then it turned on. So then he had to go and turn it off and be like, and he was just thinking rational, like, no, it was you probably just forgot. I'm like, don't gaslight me. So then what he would do for me, he put little night lights so that I didn't have to be like flickering the lights on and off. So
and the award for the best husband goes to
Mystery husband.
but yeah, that was our experiences over there. So then I went to the church and I was like, I think I'm going crazy. And they were like, yeah, I told you guys, I think.
that was the story. that I remember.
I'm like, I think I'm going crazy. And he was like, well, maybe you're not. So let's give you some holy water and then we'll see if it's still happening. Y ya rociamos holy water and everything.
Gone.
And he was
Pablo's
gone. Pablo was gone. But yeah.
and you feel like it was a male
Yeah.
entity.
It's all big. It all started with like I used to have an ex-boyfriend that was a magician, so like he played with like dark magic shit. So my mom was like, it was him, it was him, it was him, it was
But a
him.
magician and dark magic is different because magicians, it's illusion, right? They're illusionists.
Yeah, pero era like he.
Hacía
Era brujo.
también.
Yeah,
Ajá,
era brujo.
yeah,
So yeah.
Dark magic.
So that's what happened. But at the new house, we were talking about the chair, that I don't like to buy things that are used because I feel like all the
Oh, the
juju
energy.
is there.
That's me too.
Energy.
So my mother-in-law brought a chair because you had given us 4 chairs.
Oh,
Right? No.
to the
At that
table.
the
The
table.
table.
And she was like, why didn't you ask for chairs? I'm like, I don't even know. So she found us chairs and she brought them. And I was like, where'd you get them from? And she's like, tú no te preocupes. And I'm like, okay. So then that night.
Y la roció con agua bendita.
Las bañó.
This one was out. She was out. I think, was my husband home? I think so.
Sí.
So it was dead of the night. Quiet. The birds still hadn't given birth to more birds. So it was like quiet.
Birds. Oh, okay.
So imagine all you hear is like a tick, 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 tick. Like something, and then, and I'm like shaking my husband. Oh, did you hear that? And he's like checking the cameras, and I'm like, something's downstairs. And I'm like, he's not going. And I'm like, I go with a little, like, a pair of scissors downstairs because I was so annoyed that he wouldn't go check. And I'm like, what in the world was it? So I'm checking everything and nada. And I'm like, se cayó esto? No. Se cayó lo otro? No. And I'm like, oh. So then I go back up and I'm like, did you find anything in the cameras? He's like, no. And I'm like, okay, well, at least it's not a human because I didn't find anyone. Right? And then I go and check again porque no iba a poder dormir, right? And I go and I'm walking on the kitchen floor and then I step on something wet and cold and I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, se cayó un hielo from, like, maybe it was trapped from the ice machine and it just went plop, 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 plop. But I was already blaming the chair. I'm like, it brought some spirit to my house. Yeah, but that was so scary.
¿Y si les echaste agua bendita a la silla?
No, I did
¿O
not.
al hielo?
The refrigerator.
Yeah, but that was my experience, guys.
Interesting.
Yeah.
But you think that it happens more because the difference between how you reacted and how Flaca, right? Flaca was like, that's fine.
Yeah.
You're here.
Yeah.
But you get scared, so they feed off of that, right? They
Yeah.
say that
That's
it
what
feeds
the-
off
yeah.
of you
Fear.
being scared.
Y también I feel like que dicen if you're more spiritually open, you attract more spirits or something like that. I don't know.
I heard that too.
That reminds me of the movie.
¿Cuál movie?
What is it called? Insidious?
Insidious. Oh, yeah. I
Yeah.
love Insidious.
Yeah.
They have a new one coming out next week.
There's a bunch, right?
Like Last
The
Rites.
Conjuring ones are bad.
The Conjuring.
I don't like any of that stuff.
We need to go.
No.
I have seen all
She
of
said
them.
no.
I think I actually said to go watch a scary and she's like, no.
I want to go. A mí invíteme, yo
She
voy.
said, yeah.
Yo en las partes que están scary los cierro los ojos, pero los demás los tengo abiertos.
Especially for me, though, gory, I'm like, no quiero ver like a limb coming off, like people getting their head, and I'm like,
I can imagine Liz painting a scene like the
just
Saw
like-
movies.
like, oh no.
Oh, yeah.
The Saw movies are good.
I know. You have to break your own ankle to get out of
Pero
that.
las viejitas, las películas viejitas, y ahorita las que van sacando ya es puro...
Yeah.
I'm like, that's too much already.
Yeah.
Como la de la muñeca, Megan or whatever. I'm like, what is this?
It's a robot.
Or
Yeah,
or Smile,
That's
I think.
like AI though. Like
yeah. I mean, which
technology
is
taking
technically
over.
scary.
Yeah. They
Yeah.
learn
Yeah.
off of
That's
us
true.
and they just adapt.
A ver, ¿tienen otras scary stories from your pueblos?
Lisette?
Yo, well, we have
Pablo
had
too?
something. No,
Pablo
se llama
2.0.
se llama Bob.
Oh, Bob.
It's American.
Oh, yeah, at your house. Yeah.
Look, check it out. Melissa's Mexican home has a Pablo ghost. Okay? And Lisette's American ass over there got a Bob ghost. Okay? The paranormal, just this international around here.
You need to talk to him in English.
Why did you made a name
I
Bob?
don't know. It was just a random.
It just comes
name.
to us, I guess.
Oh, you guys want to know something funny
Ah.
too? We have a little ornament on the tree, and you know how some of them have names. Y le compramos dice Bob.
I cannot.
So hasta le ponen su...
Sock? Or what is it? Stocking?
A stocking for
Okay, so
Christmas.
you gotta tell us about it. I wanna know.
I want to know more about Bob.
Honestly, I don't even know because my brother, he used to live in the basement, the older one, with his girlfriend, and they would hear things and just sense things. But así de que digamos, like Melissa, where I have a story where I'm like, oh, algo se movió. No. Right now the TV turns on, but to me, I think that's a glitch. Like maybe as a, I don't know, like you
Is
guys.
it a smart TV or not? Because the old TVs be turning off and on all the time. Like,
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, I don't know, like we hit off, right? Y nos subimos para arriba.
Oh, stop.
And like I hear it and I'm like, why didn't the TV turn? Like it turns back. I've seen it. I've been sitting there and it turns on and I'm like, okay, pero I think, y antes yo tenía mucho miedo. Like I was so scared of the dark. But I think as I've gotten older, I'm like, well, como flaca. I'm like, yo
there has
siempre
to be an
nomás digo,
explanation.
Dios conmigo, quien contra mí. 'Cause my mom told me that. And I'm like, you know, and somebody once told me like, tú nomás imagínate que tienes like una layer protective con un mirror facing out. Y así, nada,
That's a
no
good
te
way
va a pasar. Pero últimamente lo que me está pasando, and I was telling Millie, siento que when I'm sleeping, me llaman mi nombre. Y me levanto and I'm like, but I know it's while I'm sleeping.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't know. So I just
That's
go.
happened to me before. Like I hear a whisper and then you open your eyes and you're like, I heard it.
Yeah.
But I
No,
know
not
I'm
me.
No one's here. Yeah.
Cuando mi mamá...
no me ha pasado.
We're not gonna be going to see Pablo or Pablo.
When my mom left, when my mama se fue, it was like 2020. I was so sad that I would hear her say, Meli? And I'd wake up like, Mom. But I think that was just me.
Like,
I don't think it was her ghost because obviously she's not
Your subconscious.
dead. So I was just like, I miss my mom. Like, yeah. But, so what do they tell you?
No,
Or-
it's just calling my name. Like,
Is it a
Do you recognize who?
it's a female voice. Yeah, not a
mine's
guy.
just a whisper. I don't know if it's male or female. Like it just,
Yeah.
I hear my name and I wake up instinctively thinking, you know, somebody's looking for me. Maybe it's the mother in me. I don't know. But like,
Oh, yeah.
wake up
check
and you're
with your
like-
kids.
but I'm like, I live alone. So
Yeah.
I don't know what that is.
It's unnerving a little bit, but then you're like, I'm going back to sleep.
Yeah.
Like, what can I do? Right?
Too tired for this shit.
Yeah.
They'll come back and call my name
I
again.
must say you all handle that very well.
They do.
I would be flipping now.
A mí me pasó una ocasión también cuando me moví yo con mi esposo. Él vivía con una hermana y él vivía en el basement. Entonces me puse todo en el storage room y me fui a mover con él. Y yo sentí así como ese parálisis, ¿cómo se dice?
Sleep paralysis.
Sleep paralysis. Como que está uno entre sueño, pero lo siente realista.
Yeah.
Y yo él trabajaba, se iba desde las 8 y llegaba hasta las 9 de la noche. Entonces yo dije, entre medio del día me dormí. Y entonces yo misma dije, yo vi que él abrió la puerta, se vino, y yo estaba así de lado. Y bien que se me pone bien aquí al lado como en el estómago, su pesor lo sentí. Y hasta yo le dije, why are you here? I'm like, porque you had to be at work.
It was in the middle of the day, right?
Pero al mismo tiempo yo me decía yo a mí,
No es él.
no es él. This is not true porque él nunca sale del trabajo. Él se muere de enfermedad, lo que sea, pero el tío se va al trabajo y he wouldn't be able to come. Entonces entre sueños dije, y yo misma me miraba, pero yo tenía la mano en el corazón. Cuando uno duerme de la mano en el corazón es cuando uno tiene cosas así. Y yo sí creo tanto en eso.
Really?
Yeah, because it's like supposedly how they lay you to rest.
Yeah.
So por eso se te
yeah.
sube el
My
muerto
mom would
seguro.
say that I would fall asleep and I would like cross my hands on my chest, and she would always like, I would always catch her like untucking my wrists or whatever, like spreading my arms, because she's like, no te duermas así, así no te debes de dormir.
Y
And
se
I'm
siente bien feo porque uno también está como uno peleando. Y ya traté como que dije, ok, lo quité y ya me quité yo la mano y como que uno despierta, como que uno siente hasta como,
Yeah.
como aire, no sé cómo
Wow.
se explica.
La Rosa de Guadalupe.
Sí, pero era la mano y yo tenía mucho en la mañana también dormir boca abajo y con la mano siempre así. Hasta cuando yo sentí esa sensación, I'm like, never again.
Te amarras las manos down here.
Never again.
We got some lovey-dovey ghosts. Their love
Right?
language is touch.
Maybe fue el mismo, Jessica. Maybe it was Pablo.
Maybe Pablo went from one home to another
To the other
home to hug you, bro.
Wait, but so the three of you have had touch. I have not had touch.
No.
Like, I mean, no.
Yo tampoco.
I've had those dreams. Those
Par-
they say. I know a friend that I used to work with. She said that it was like, I don't know. She called it like a witch is riding you.
What?
I don't
That
want
shit
her
has
to.
happened to me. That shit is
Hold on, wait a minute. Hold on. I got questions.
I've never heard that before. So it's like what Jesse's saying. Like it's like you're half asleep or you're half awake. So it's that.
But you
so
know that you're asleep.
Yeah, you're not fully asleep.
You're fighting with it though.
Yeah,
it's a sensation.
Y tu cuerpo no.
So then
it doesn't move.
So like I've dreamt and I'm like, this is a dream.
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna wake up. Like this is not real.
And then
but like I'm not.
You can't wake up. Like I can't wake up. I'm like trying to wake up, and I'm like, wake up, Maria, wake up, and then you feel
like your mind is
is alert.
Your eyes are open because that one time that happened with my ghost that came and pretending he was my husband. I was watching the time pass by. So my eyes were open. My mind was awake, but my body was not responding to me telling it, wake the fuck up.
But are you sure you weren't still dreaming though?
Right.
No, porque ya cuando I snapped out of it, I was in the same position. It was the same time, and I'm like, what the fuck? I'm calling my dad.
We look at like probably the scientific thing.
The REM sleep.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. They say that you're starting to wake up, ¿no?
Right. So you're in between.
El mind ya se está levantando, pero el cuerpo todavía no reacciona. Y por eso es paralysis.
Yes.
That's
why you can't move.
The
but it's so scary.
And then you feel like
it's never happened to me, but I can imagine.
You're
You can't
falling,
wake up.
and then you wake up like jerk. Like,
But this, you're like trying to wake up and you can't.
Y
And
ahorita
just
lo que
like,
tú dijiste, prima, do you know when you're falling asleep and you wake up like this?
You jolt.
It's because you stop breathing.
yes, that happens to me every night.
That is naturally the body thinking that it's dying, so it jolts you.
Yeah, because you stop
So that
breathing.
so that you breathe again.
That happened to me.
It can also
Apnea o
be
algo así.
It could also be sleep apnea. Like
Eso yo tengo eso.
neurologically, something's wrong. So
I'll be
like,
And I'm like,
definitions.
I'm falling from the sky.
You never fell out of sleep.
I felt the jolt, pero cuando estaba más pequeña, not like
está muy grande.
Yeah, the theory is that your
Younger.
spirit wandered, and then when it came back to your body, that's when
it
you feel
wasn't
like
me.
it was, oh my God, I love that.
It was someone else.
in real life is your
a traveler?
In real life is your body thinking it's dying.
I like your story better.
I was gonna say, I'm a traveler.
Yeah.
I'll go with that one.
And we don't know, like we
Every
don't know.
night.
We don't know if it actually happens, right? Like
Jessica's looking at me like I'm crazy.
This is over here astral projecting every night.
exactly.
And then I'm like, I'm going on a trip, guys. Bye. In the other world, it's been 10 years. Aquí apenas like 2 seconds.
Like, I'm back.
So we got Melissa that's time traveling because she saw the time go, but she wasn't going nowhere.
Traveler here. Traveler.
Okay. How much wine did you have? Because that happens to me when I finish a bottle by myself.
I don't even drink.
I be traveling. I'm like, where am I?
That's all her.
How did I end up here?
That's all her mind.
It's my imagination.
Pero cuando yo estaba chiquita, I loved scary stories. I
love
would
them.
sit around and listen to them. I would read scary books. I would watch scary movies. Like, I loved it so much. Ahora ya soy más miedosa.
Yeah.
Y no me acuerdo mucho de las historias, but para allá de donde somos he oído mucho de La Llorona.
Yeah.
And I have like some family members that have heard her en el campo.
Ay.
Yeah.
Same.
Allá en Guerrero.
We are from Guerrero too.
Yeah.
Me too. My parents used to say that, también,
Yeah.
that they would hear things
Yeah.
like from far away. I'm like, what
Like-
if somebody's giving birth at home?
Exactly. or maybe someone,
O alguien se está muriendo.
o alguien de verdad está buscando a su
Yeah.
hijo que he
Yeah.
should be home.
But you would call them by their names, not mis hijos.
Yeah. Y llorando
Right?
con un llanto
drinking.
bien fuerte.
Someone drinking.
That ain't nobody
Maybe a
having a baby.
dog
That
got
was La
run
Llorona.
over.
Yeah.
What do I know?
Pero es it like midnight, escuchan estos llantos,
Ya
like 3 de la
noche.
mañana.
Ya noche, pero no, like en la madrugada, en la tarde, ya cuando ya está tarde.
Cielos.
So yo siempre tenía miedo cuando iba, que la iban a oír.
Totally off topic, but kind of in the topic. Just this week, some lady
Niagara
jumped
Falls.
off the Niagara Falls with her 2
What?
children.
Oh, I
Yeah.
didn't
So long
hear
story
that.
short,
Wasn't this in 2024?
no, this is this week. This week, like on
I
Monday.
don't know about that.
Wow.
Yeah. So this lady lived in New York with her. I think he was like 6 years old, and the kid was like 5 months old. 2 kids, and her husband or her partner had left her, and she was in so much despair, and she had posted on social media that she was like in a lot of like distress, and she was lonely, and she was very heartbroken, and blah blah blah. So she lived in New York, so she went to the Niagara Falls, which is in New York, and she grabbed both her kids and she jumped over the ledge or the barred or the fence or whatever that into the, and they can't find her bodies and the kids or whatever. But she did it out of heartbreak because this guy left her with her children.
And see, right now you talk that.
So you might hear that, like, oh, mis hijos.
But pero go
sí,
first.
pero es que sí, uno piensa que es un chiste o lo que sea, pero it's proven que cuando uno pasa de heartbreak, it's like an illness.
Yeah.
It's something so traumatic to your body.
Yeah.
Todo eso, y mucha gente se ríe.
Yeah, and on that same note, don't they say that when you have like quote unquote unfinished business, or you leave this world with such distress that you can't rest, right?
Right.
No descansa, so you're haunting and you're wandering. Hence, La Llorona.
It wasn't that off topic, your thing, because
I'm like,
I remember Lisette and I did a segment.
I was going to tell you the Maná song, right?
No, the La Llorona. Remember our first ever segment?
También el otro, ¿no te acuerdas? Que lo deja. Ajá.
So, when we talked about La Llorona, we were looking at it as a rational explanation as to why she could have killed her children, and we touched on like postpartum psychosis.
Yeah.
So we were talking about that. So it is
Absolutely.
tied.
No, I
to-
definitely
But
I can see.
I think the postpartum, at least to my knowledge, it would be very close to the partum, right? Like I think her kids
The
were older.
kid was 5
They're-
months old, so she could have.
She
Oh, you're
still
talking
had-
about the,
yeah.
you're talking about the case this
Recent
week.
one.
I thought La
Yeah.
Llorona. La Llorona, for some
they
reason, I
were
think she had
older.
like
But I don't
toddlers,
think
right?
you can get rid of it. Like if you have it, you
it's
need
stuck
like
with it until you get
Yeah.
help.
until you get help.
Yeah,
Could
can
be.
you imagine it gets worse?
Or like how she said something
It's
triggered
a
it.
mental
Yeah.
And
illness.
then-
Well, what's the Llorona like rationale? Like, isn't it like she was
La
supposed to
dejaron.
she was supposed to run away with dude, and dude didn't come back for her or something like that, and like
O que la dejó el esposo,
Because there's
¿no?
so many
Los
stories
hijos.
to it,
Tenía
though.
esposo y se iba a casar con una más rica,
or something like that.
and she already had children, so he left her
Yeah.
for someone
Y ella
richer.
era del campo,
Ajá, she
era
was like,
pobre,
Pobre.
más
Okay.
humilde.
So she.
Yeah, I've heard different stories, but
Yeah.
Y luego a lot of people are saying that, oh, what a bad mother, or you don't know what they're going
Yeah.
through,
Oh, es
but
que sí.
they're also saying, like, some of them are saying, well, I wouldn't leave my kids in this world without me either.
Right.
So there's two sides to it.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yo
it's
creo que es
scary.
es muy más fácil de criticar
Yeah, juzgar la gente.
y de juzgar, y uno
Sin
de
saber.
naturaleza
But you
rapidito.
you think of how much like disassociated she was if she physically drowned her kids, right? And
Yeah.
did she do it both at the same time? Was she strong enough for
One
one
by
or one by
one.
one, and the other one was watching? Like, you know how sick you have to
Yeah.
be, and how mentally like messed up you have to be to do that, right? That's crazy. And I don't think you come to that decision in 1 hour, right? You're marinating and
Yeah,
you're thinking
it's
and you're
like
contemplating and you're dreading it even.
No, when I went through it, when I came back from Guatemala, my aunt was scared for me because I had tried once to suicide myself, and she was like, okay, I see you're bad. So she always had somebody next to me. And always estaba mi prima, mi primo, nunca me dejaban sola. Nunca.
Sí, y eso iba a decir ahorita de this
Nunca.
lady. Like,
Yeah.
you said she posted stuff, no?
Yeah,
Like,
so she had
nobody-
posted on social media for, a few weeks now that, like things like, oh, the person that you really thought really loved you never did,
yeah.
stuff like that. And like, if you put the puzzle pieces together, she was in a lot of pain.
And no one around her
And nobody was like
said
picking up
anything?
on the signs
Yeah.
that she was going down quick.
Pero el
Eso es
problema
sad.
con eso, creo yo también, is like that bystander issue that we have now. Because he visto videos where like they pretend they're taking a kid, right? And the people just, they look, pero then they go about their business.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no one's doing
Yeah,
anything.
that bystander. Yeah, like they don't want to get
O
involved.
a alguien le están
Piensan.
pegando o lo que sea.
Yeah.
Because
They
they
don't
think,
speak
oh, the
up.
next person's gonna.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, it's not my problem, not my.
No.
Some
Right.
people just don't want to
business.
get involved or get sued or whatever. Like, yeah.
Sí, pero sí es algo bien feo, la verdad, porque, y eso de cuando ahorita lo que dijiste es, how did she did it, like, uno de mismo cuando pasa con tanto dolor, you zone out
Yeah, I bet.
completely.
You check out for sure.
You're like walking, but you don't even feel like you're walking.
It's that numb feeling probably that
Yeah.
people explain, right? Like, I just feel
Or
numb.
outer body experience.
Yeah.
también.
Yes, yeah.
Y es algo muy feo. La
Yeah.
verdad que sí.
Yeah. Ay,
For
me
sure.
duele el estómago.
Yeah, me too.
Oh no, we're speaking
Yeah.
spooky and her stomach hurt. Great.
Oh, no, for
A ver,
the, for the
otros
people that
funny.
are hurting.
A ver, un funny, spooky, scary.
My grandma told me one time, I don't know, she was scaring us or whatever, but I guess there was like a lady in Guerrero or whatever back in the day when she was younger. That's stories that her grandma would tell her, right? So that, you know, there was this lady that was like a girl that from the streets, let's just call it that way, right? And she would go to different
happy
bars, yeah, you know, and she was practicing the oldest job that there exists or whatever. And I guess she would go to bars or whatever, like she would hook up with all the men and whatever. And she said that one time a really handsome guy arrived at that place where she was at, and you know, she went home with him or whatever. And she said that when she was about to do the deed or whatever, when the dude took his clothes off, he had una pata de gallo y una pata de como de caballo or whatever.
That's
Yeah,
not
I know.
funny.
It
That's
was
scary.
so long ago, no, no me
And
acuerdo
like,
de ella.
El
and like-
diablo.
yeah, like
Yeah.
El Diablo, yeah, and like I
Yeah.
guess like when she was about to do the act or whatever, like él le preguntó que si le daba su vida, like si like si iba a
His soul,
entregar a él or
ajá.
whatever. And like she says she dipped out or whatever. And like, but she like tells the story. So that's kind of funny because you imagine like you're there and you're about to do the deed or whatever, and then you take the pants off and you're like,
I heard stories, no me acuerdo mucho, pero que iba como ese que you described, que iba como a bailes.
A un
en
baile,
los
ajá, sí, el
clubs,
último,
y
ajá,
se
sí, sí.
encontraba, you know, a girls, y así es como, you know,
he would like, take them or whatever.
Wait,
Me
did
acabo de
they say-
acordar de una historia, pero real.
Esa está mejor.
Yeah. Our neighbors han cambiado como 3 veces, pero cuando estaba joven era una señora americana sola con hijas, twins y un hijo mayor. They had to been maybe like early 20s, something like that. El muchacho se mató en el garage.
Ay.
I know. Pero mi mamá dice que a veces se despertaba because we have a 2-story house and you have a window where you could see into their backyard, into ours, like just everything. Y se despertaba en las noches and they were like doing seances in their backyard.
¿Haciendo qué?
Seances, como así como
Cuando el
ajá,
círculo
cuando
en the
están, ajá,
hands trying to
así.
reach the dead.
Yeah.
Con
And
la Ouija and-
y ahora me acuerdo and I'm like,
Was he saying
that's
Bob?
no me acuerdo, no sé.
Talk to me,
no.
Bob.
But yeah, and a veces también when I'm coming in home at night, I'm like, pero ya son new neighbors y todo. I'm like, it's fine. Pero
I wonder
sí,
if those new neighbors were told that somebody died. In
Oh,
the
I
garage.
know. Yeah.
You should have
Because if
told
they
them.
see stuff and they would that would
Yeah.
explain, right? Or
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
I know.
That's
I
a
don't know.
courtesy.
I would
Yeah.
want to know, right?
Yeah.
¿Cómo se mató?
I think, creo que con un cuchillo, I think.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, I was picturing him. He hung himself or
No,
Yeah.
something.
I don't. I think it was like not the
Oh,
common
my God.
way. They
Yeah.
said y estaba joven, but I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, same kind of concept, real story también. We used to live in a house on the east side of Elgin. When we got it, it was like one of those homes that needed a lot of repairs. And my dad was like my dad is a very handy type of person. So he bought it with the intention that we would live downstairs, and then he would make the whole upstairs into a whole bunch of rooms, and then house, you know, those men that come here that don't, you know, have wives and
Yeah.
stuff like that. So his idea was to do that. So we moved downstairs, big house. It had like 4 bedrooms downstairs, and my dad like built walls and stuff and made like 5 bedrooms upstairs. And then he switched the kitchen from the back of the house where it was to the front of the house to make it like more roomy and connected with like the living room and a little dining room and stuff like that. So he spent like a year like putting floor down and stuff like that. Well, the area where the kitchen was then became a bedroom, and that bedroom was in the back of the house. So people that stayed in that room always complained that room was really cold. And, you know, my dad would go and check la calefacción or whatever, the heaters. They're like, yeah, the heater's coming in. You know, there might be just a little
Draft.
draft, or like it was so close to the door that exited to the back of the house, like these wood stairs that came from the second floor out. And that's what we would just put it. So my dad like put sealers on the windows and whatever, try to make it more cozy. He even offered to put like carpeting in there, or told him to buy a rug or something like that. Later, after we moved out, I don't know if you guys remember back in the day when you wanted to look at like old newspaper articles, you went to the library and you had these like
Yeah.
machines that you could like go back in articles. Okay. So we were doing a project for school. I must have been maybe a freshman or a sophomore in high school, and I had to find an article or something like that for like my history class. And I was looking back, and somehow or another, I came across an article that said that home, there was a suicide there.
Oh my gosh.
And I saw the street name, and I'm like, hey, I used to live on that street. So I just like got curious and started reading. An African-American male had committed suicide there after finding out that he was terminally ill and that he was going to be like a burden on his family. So he took a bottle of pills and he passed away in the kitchen floor. And by the time they found him, he had died from like a heart.
I got the chills.
From like a heart like failure because of the medicine. And he died in that kitchen, which then now was a bedroom, which my dad reconstructed. So that was like, that makes sense by that color. So I told my dad, and my dad's like, puede ser. But that's all he told me. And I'm like, but you don't want to know more about it. Like, we should find out more about
Yeah,
African-American male. That's what. There was no picture or anything like that, but it was described as an African-American
That
male.
is crazy. Hey, cuéntanos la historia también de tu dad, where he used to work at the place we went to for a book club meeting.
Al's Cafe.
Yeah.
So Al's Cafe is a very old restaurant in Elgin, and I was born and raised in Elgin. So my dad had a cleaning business, a commercial cleaning business back in the day. We had to, I don't know, maybe like 25 different places we would clean. And Al's Cafe was one that we would clean after hours, right? So we would go in there probably like around 9 or 10 o'clock at night. And if you guys remember, it's a 2-story type of place, restaurant / like malt place, milkshake type of place. The second floor has these like creaky stairs that you go up. They're carpeted. They have like these weird old art from like historic people in our town or whatever. When you go upstairs, everything's very old school. Wood is still intact and stuff like that. But one time we were there, and my mom and I, the women in our crew, would clean bathrooms and floors and kitchens, and the men would do like the heavy, trash picking out, vacuuming and stuff like that. Well, we were downstairs with my mom in one of the bathrooms downstairs, and we were cleaning, and we heard stuff upstairs, and we thought it was my dad, vacuuming and stuff like that. And then we hear a big like thud, right? And then we're like, oh, whatever. So I'm like, hey, Dad, we're calling out to my dad or whatever. My dad was outside taking like the trash out. There was nobody upstairs anymore. And me and my mom were downstairs, and we could hear stuff going on upstairs. I'm like, we just heard people walking upstairs. My dad's like, we've been outside taking out the trash and loading stuff into like the vans or whatever. And me and my mom looked at each other like, there is no way. But like, we heard it as clear as day, como cuando oyes people like running back and forth or whatever. There was no way, bro. And it was just 3 of us. So I'm like, who else could have been?
Yeah.
But it wasn't like pipes. It wasn't like, whatever. It was people like walking out. Oh my God, I don't want to come there
that was
anymore.
when we were there.
Yeah, when
se sentía pesada.
Yeah, it's like an old
ahí.
building. Yeah.
And in the washroom, me apagaron la luz.
She keeps saying
Me la
that.
apagaron. I was
was
washing my hands, and the light went out, and I was like,
Their time.
I was gonna say it's a
Their
timer,
time.
or you have to move. It's a motion sensor.
I checked.
Oh my God, Maria.
I remember. Did any of
me
you guys
gusta
go to Sheridan?
Yes.
No, not Sheridan. McKinley.
No.
McKinley.
I went to Channing.
Okay, so
Channing,
también
that was
las
scary
dos,
one.
right?
Yeah.
So en McKinley, para mí, una story that I just remembered. El baño estaba en el basement y siempre tenía mucho miedo de ir. Estaba bien oscuro. Y una vez sí me metí al stall y se veía, you know how you can hear the toilet when it's like rolling? No había nadie, and it was rolling. So ya después, me as a 3rd grader, the kindergartners had their own bathroom. Sneaking in to the kindergartner's bathroom because I'm like, I'm not going downstairs.
I can imagine 90 degrees on the toilet like,
We did hear, because I never went to McKinley or Channing, but we would always hear scary stories from those
So I went to
two
Channing
schools.
only my 6th grade year. And again, same concept. I don't know what the bathrooms in the bottom floor were, but it was like a basement with old school faucets and stuff like that. Toilets, old stalls smelled dingy and musty and stuff.
Yeah,
But anyways, that school was built on top of a cemetery,
yeah.
a military cemetery, I think, at one point. There's still some graves
Native
that were left
American
behind.
graves, no?
I don't know about Native American. I think it was like civil
Probably.
something or other.
But
when they excavated and took the bodies out to reallocate them, some stuff was left behind, and people, the kids would always say things. But why would kids make up stuff that wasn't, that they would have no knowledge about unless an older adult was saying something?
because we weren't saying those stories from Sheridan.
Right.
We weren't like, oh, we found the bone, guys.
No.
We not.
No. So
Yeah.
That's scary. And they say that whole area, actually, like the historical district in Elgin, like Shanning and all that little area,
cemetery,
is
no?
haunted.
Yeah,
Toda
if, you
esa
guys,
área.
if you guys are able to do a Bluff City Cemetery
I want to so
walk,
bad.
They just did the tickets, I think, this
it
week
is
on.
amazing. It is so like.
But is it creepy?
No, it's. I mean, no, you're not going at nighttime, and you're.
Okay.
You know, it's not like Stateville
I thought it was
prison
like
or
a
something.
midnight
No,
Okay.
tour.
no, you take a tour, and historians tell you like who are people that are buried there and stuff like that. So.
Okay.
Very scary.
Bueno, ya nos escucharon las historias de aquí las muchachas el día de hoy. Espero que les hayan gustado. No se espanten. Recen cada noche. Pónganse el agua bendita. Y
Adiós, guapos. So
Wait, ¿me escuchan?
yeah. You're like, yeah.
Porque yo no escucho ni madres. ¿No me escucho a mí?
Tus volúmenes
hear
también.
yourself?
We hear
You
you.
can't hear us?
Más quito que me tengo tapados los oídos.
I think there
Como
might
que
be
estás
something wrong with her
underwater.
headphones.
Literally.
She says she can't hear her.
Hear us.
Yeah, she just feels muffled.
Can you hear us now? No.
No, te escucho ahorita que estás hablando tú, pero ahorita justamente se escuchaba.
She just feels like
Jessica,
she's
you've been
wearing
hearing
earmuffs.
nothing.
She can't hear herself
So you don't hear
or
us?
anybody else.
Did you try to turn that one up?
Is this one?
Yeah, the phones.
Hello. Can you hear us now?
Better.
Okay.
Okay,
No.
keep turning
Okay,
it up
good.
until you can hear.
Hasta que escuches todo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then also, oh, you might just have everyone, so you can turn everyone up a little bit like that. Okay, I think.
Ay, Jesse.
Can you hear us, Jesse?
Yeah.
You can hear us now?
Yeah.
Oh,
Thank
This
you,
whole
guys.
time, this whole time you were just like
Yeah.
I was laughing
in the
when
North
you
Pole with some earmuffs
when
on.
you guys were laughing, I laughed too. Thank
She's like,
you.
that's thank you.
I'm like, you're laughing, okay?
Look,
I heard Bob and Pablo, okay? I'm not gonna go visit no Pablo or no Bob anytime soon. Okay, thank you. Anyway.
Sorry. Okay, so what was it?